has vowed to retaliate after Iran's missile attack, which some experts have described as a game-changing tactics shift for the country, which has said it wants to avoid a regional war. Iran fired nearly 200 missiles at Israel overnight, most of which were shot down by Israel's Iron Dome defense system. No injuries were reported in Israel, but one man was killed in the occupied West Bank, authorities there said. Iran said that marked the end of its attack, and there would be vast destruction if Israel retaliated. Advertisement. Despite the warning, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, his country's forces will, saying Iran had made a big mistake and would pay for it, with the United States pledging to back him. The attack follows Israel's July assassination of Hamas political leader Ismail Haniyeh in Iran's capital Tehran, and more recently its killings of Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of the Lebanese political and militant group Hezbollah, and a general in Iran's Revolutionary Guard in a Friday strike on Lebanon's capital Beirut. Hamas and Hezbollah, both of which Australia, the United States, and the United Kingdom have listed as terrorist groups, are allies of Iran, which also financially backs Hezbollah.
This is not a full-out, all-on maximum effort from Iran. This is a very calculated and calibrated attack again, like the one in April. In both cases, the Iranians feel that they have to attack Israel for the preservation of some sort of credibility or face for the regime. But they're both, I would say, not by a long stretch, their maximum effort. Did the Iranians, the Iranians are estimated by the Institute of Strategic Studies in London to have about 3,500 surface-to-surface missiles. If they wanted to overwhelm the Israeli air defense mechanisms, they would be firing many more. They would also have the Houthis, who still have a capability at firing missiles at Israel at the same time. Israel has managed to degrade Hezbollah, but Hezbollah still has some capability to fire missiles. They would all be firing simultaneously. There'd be many more. The Iranian Air Force didn't take off. And where are the threats of imminent nuclear war from Iran? Instead, the Iranians are making, I think, a fairly calculated and restrained attack. Serious, but restrained.
C'est la guerre! L'Iran a envoyé plus de 100 missiles en Israël. Check ça, bro! Le dôme de fer a rien fait. Waouh, Allahu Akbar. Troisième guerre mondiale ou quoi? À ce qui paraît, 80% des missiles ont transpercé la défense du dôme de fer, ok, et il y a eu des morts, subhanallah. Yo, c'est un truc de malade. Yo, la famille, vous vous rendez compte que yo, la troisième guerre mondiale est proche, Wallahu a'lam. Rapproche-toi d'Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, c'est pas le temps d'être dans les péchés.
Some experts say the strike against Israel marks a change of approach for Iran, which has previously signaled that it wants to avoid widespread conflict in the region. We know more than anyone else that if a larger war were to erupt in the Middle East, it will not benefit anyone throughout the world. It is Israel that seeks to create this wider conflict. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian told the United Nations General Assembly last month. Following Iran's attack on Israel, Pezeshkian posted on social media to say his country had the right to defend itself. Shahram Akbarzadeh, a professor of Middle East politics at Deakin University, described Iran's overt involvement in the recent missile strikes as opening a new chapter. Iran has traditionally refrained.
Where Iran conducted a significant attack against Israel today, launching approximately 200 ballistic missiles targeting several locations in Israel. We condemn these reckless attacks by Iran, and we call on Iran to halt any further attacks, including from its proxy forces. During the attack, the U.S. military coordinated closely with the Israeli Defense Forces to help defend Israel. U.S. Navy destroyers deployed to the Middle East region supported the defense of Israel by firing approximately a dozen interceptors against the incoming Iranian missiles. Initial reports indicate that Israel was able to intercept the majority of incoming missiles and that there was minimal damage on the ground. but I'd refer you to Israel for confirmation.
From this type of operation, it is a game changer, he said. A powerful ally, Hezbollah, is based in part across southern Lebanon along the Israeli border. The group has been behind several high-profile attacks against Israel. Its cross-border raid into Israel sparked the deadly 2006 Lebanon War. On Wednesday, Israel carried out 5 strikes in Beirut's southern suburbs, targeting Hezbollah sites, according to Agence France-Presse. That followed Israel's killing of Nasrallah, which Eyal Meiroz from the University of Sydney described as a severe blow to Iran. Hezbollah is the dearest and most powerful ally to Iran out of its proxies, the Peace and Conflict Studies expert said.